Welcome back to Fast RC, buddy. My name is Ryan. Today's episode of RC Weekly, we have new releases from Arrma, HPI, Team Associated. Plus, we got price drops we need to talk about. And, of course, cover the hottest sales in RC, so stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. And first up, we're going to start with Arrma, and it looks like the Kraton 6S is getting released with some new body schemes. In particular, going to be a red, white, and blue version, and a black and green, which I think looks really good. Looks like another update on this vehicle is now the transmitter is going to have a decal on it, identifying that it's a Kraton transmitter. So in case you got like a bunch of those SLT transmitters, now you'll know you have a Kraton transmitter decal on it. Also, too, other than the bodies, I'm not sure if there's anything else updated on this. I thought I read there might be like an update to the shock caps. Let me know if I'm right about that, or if there's anything else that I'm missing. You can let me know down in the comments. But for price, looks like it's coming in at $699.99. Available for pre-order at Horizon Tower. I haven't checked. It's for sure at Amain Hobbies. And speaking of that, Amain Hobbies, this is one of those vehicles that comes up every once in a while from Arrma, where if you go and pre-order it, there's actually no coupon code restriction on this model right now. So you can actually use a coupon code on it if you want to and save yourself like 30 bucks, I think is the biggest coupon code. So if you're interested, it might be a good time to put an order in for this thing and save yourself $30. So that's all I got for that one. And actually, speaking of those coupon codes, there's a few models out there. Let me know if you guys are interested in that, because I've actually found like a lot this week. Like, for example, the SCX30 that we just talked about a couple weeks ago, that one's also available for pre-order on Amain and doesn't have a coupon code restriction. So if you wanted to apply a code to it, you actually could and save yourself a couple bucks. But if you're interested in that kind of content, let me know there in the comments and we can try to, I don't know, maybe make it a segment or something. Anyways, that's all I got for that. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. And next up from HPI is the Venture 18cc Flux 18 scale comp crawler, and this thing looks pretty crazy out of the box. Now, I'll be the first to admit, when I first saw this from the videos from a couple weeks ago from the conference or the convention they had, I don't know why I thought this was like a Red Cat crawler, but it's actually HPI. Nonetheless, looks really capable out of the box. Comes with a brushless motor, battery, and charger. Just a really radical looking body. And speaking of the body, coming in gunmetal and green colors. Price on this thing is $289.99, and it's available for pre-order on a bunch of different sites. Unfortunately, there are coupon code restrictions on this one, so no special savings for us at this time. But nonetheless, looks like a great rig. So if you want to check it out, we'll go ahead and get to the next update. And from Team Associated, we have the RC10 Team 4-wheel drive 10 scale off-road buggy kit, which is on sale now. So this is actual 4-wheel drive model, and kind of cool looking at it. It's actual belt drive 4-wheel drive, which is kind of cool. Haven't seen that in a long time. Price for this kit's coming in at $459.99, available for pre-order. And this one does not have the coupon code restriction, so you can save a little bit of money. I think you can actually save that 30 bucks if you wanted to. So kind of cool. We got like 2 out of 3 today for new releases. So that's all I got for this rig. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. All right, and we're taking another trip back to Discontinued Watch. And up for today for Discontinued Watch, we have the Traxxas TRX4 Sport, but the Trax edition. So this is the model that comes equipped with the Trax setup instead of tires. I'm not sure actually how long that one's been gone. Maybe, I guess it was just recently. But shout out to you guys. In particular, our friend Locked Rock 3 gave me a heads up on this a couple days ago. And sure enough, I go to the Traxxas showroom site and it's gone. So this thing is, discontinued, but nonetheless, you don't have to be worried. If you want to get Trax for your TRX4, they're still available on the Trax website. You just can't get the RTR model with them already equipped. So that's it for Discontinued Watch. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. And next up was some of my favorite stuff to talk about is actual price drops. So the next 2 updates are going to be exactly that, price drops. So first off, we're going to start with the Nano TTR from HPI. So that one is really interesting to me because we first announced this when it was first announced like 4 or 5 months ago. I was really excited about this model when it first came out. And I'll be honest, like the pricing, the way, like when it came out, there was a lot of stuff going on with like tariffs and all that kind of stuff. And I think when this model, I think I had an update. This model was originally supposed to be released for, I think, like $70 or $79.99 for the full like RTR kit on this thing. But because of everything going on in the economy around that time, the price when it was actually released was like $129.99 for the full setup. And so I thought it was like a little bit pricey for what it was. So I ended up holding off on it, and it looks like I'm going to be rewarded for that wait, because they're actually going to drop the price on this thing, and these prices are live now if you go check them out on Amain Hobbies. So now the full RTR version with the transmitter is coming in at $89.99, which is not bad. Like now, you know, $40 reduction for what it is. Now, you know, it's looking like a pretty good deal. I actually went and bought one. So I saw the price drop. I was like, all right, time to get it. So expect the video from me on that one at some point. I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, Nano TTR, you can pick it up for $89.99. And then I thought I saw the price for the model for the car without the transmitter, the car only, right now on the site shown for $82.49, but I could have swore I saw that down to $69.99. We'll have to watch that one. That's kind of like bouncing around all over the place. But for right now, the full RTR version, $90, not too bad. So that's it for that one. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. All right, and this last one here we're going to talk about is Proline. Looks like they're coming with some new lower pricing, not on everything, but a lot of their stuff. And really, this is kind of really concentrated on their wheels and tires section. So if you're in the market for some wheels and tires, might be a really good time to pick some stuff up here from Proline. This segment, a little bit different. We're going to go actual live screen. But let's take a look at some of the stuff. I can just kind of show you what's out there. So they're pretty much dropping prices around about 20% on a lot of their wheel and tire combos, or even just their tires. And honestly, like, there's some pretty good deals considering what it is. Like this X-Max setup here, the pair, you know, down $20, just about down from 100 down to $80, which is not too bad. A lot of your crawler tires have been reduced about $7 to $8, which is pretty cool to see. And if we just kind of roll through this, you can see just everything is down, you know, a couple bucks. Not all of it is 20%, but a lot of it is. The big deals I want to point it out to you guys. Obviously, you know, on this channel, I spend a lot of time playing with like short course trucks and things like that. So if you're in the short course, there is some pretty good deals right now on some of these tires. Some of these pre-mounts been lowered a couple bucks, but rolling through it, the bead lock, the short course bead lock wheels. So like right here, these things were up to $38. These are now down to 30, but you can actually find these cheaper even on Amain Hobbies. I found a set of these Proline bead locks because the same prices on Horizon here are also on Amain Hobbies. I got a pair of bead locks that I found for $21, which is like pretty good for a Proline bead lock set. Is like actually really cheap. But like I said, some of the tires here, you know, these ones got reduced $10, which is pretty cool. This is the Mirage. I actually wish I would have seen those earlier. Those look like pretty cool tires. So yeah, short course, a lot of reductions. Okay, so these wheels right here, yeah, so this is a really good deal. These were the special edition raid wheels, down to $23.99 because they're silver and red. Really, really good deal. The other ones that I wanted to talk about were in the monster truck section. So if you're in the 10 scale monster trucks like I am, or even, you know, like 8th scale with the 3.8 size tires or wheels, you're seeing a lot of big reductions. But the 2.8 stuff I saw earlier over the weekend, there's a lot of discounts. So like the trenchers here, the 2.8 trenchers, down to $32 a pair. That's not bad. Like I haven't seen prices that low in a long time. Same thing here, you know, the 1/10 belted trenchers. I mean, belted, these were like $50 tires. Yeah, $54 tires, $14 savings, $40. That's not bad. The mashers, which are cool tires, on sale, $33. My gosh, like Badlands here, down to 55. These are belted Badlands, 3.8s, $55. I don't know. You know, I don't know what's going on with Proline. It looks like they're just, you know, trying to lower some prices on tires, drive some sales. Definitely going to work because I'm going to probably end up buying some. I don't know about you guys. Let me know if you're interested in this stuff down in the comments. I just thought it was really cool, and it actually is kind of rare to see price drops like this, especially in that neighborhood of like 15 to 20%. And I'm especially happy because I'm like a 1/10 fanatic. Like all my stuff is 1/10. So short course tires and 2.8 monster truck tires are like my jam. And basically all that's on sale. So that's all I got for this update, guys. Let's go ahead and get to the sales. All right, let's save some cash. So first up, we're going to talk about a couple of sales on a couple of different sites, and then after that, we'll jump over to the model specific stuff. So first up, I want to talk about the 40th anniversary sale at Horizon Hobbies, which has been going now for a few weeks. You still got a few days on this sale, which is why I'm mentioning it here. So if you watch the video today, you still got a few days. The big model that's on sale there is going to be the Losi Pro Moto and the Super Moto versions, which are on sale for $449.99. Like I mentioned the last few weeks, absolute rock bottom price we've ever seen on these models. So if you're even, you know, like remotely interested in getting a Pro Moto or a Super Moto, so this is the lowest price, probably the best price you're going to get for a while. But like we said, it is on Discontinued Watch, so who knows, you might actually see it cheaper. But that's it for that sale. The other sale that I wanted to mention here just real quick in this segment is J Concepts has a sale on their website. It looks like it's going to be their fall sale. If you kind of roll through it, they got some pretty good discounts on some crawler tires, some different accessories, wheels and tires, things like that. So if you definitely want to check it out, you might end up saving some money. And from what I saw, there is some monster truck specific stuff in there, like the 2.6 for the A-scale monster trucks. So if you got like a Losi LMT 2.0 or 1.0, might find yourself some wheels and tires there that you could pick up for cheap. So that's it for current sales. Let's go ahead and get to the brand specific stuff. All right, so I had to put my glasses on because I can't see, but let's go ahead and start off with some of the brands. We'll of course start off with Arrma, and first up with these two models we've been talking about for weeks now, the Arrma Fury 2-wheel drive Mega 550 and the Vortex Mega 550. These are both on clearance sale at Amain Hobbies, and literally like by the day these things are going down in price. Now we're at really like rock bottom prices for the Fury 2-wheel drive Mega down to $128.99. The Vortexes are $140.99, and then the blue version of the Fury Megas, that two are $134.99. So these are all 38% discount. Like I said, they're clearance, they're discontinued. So if you want to pick one of these up, absolute rock bottom price was $130 for these things new. So $128.99 is actually below that. So if you're, you know, looking for this vehicle, now is like an excellent time to pick one up. It is discontinued, but I'm not worried about like part support. Like you're gonna have plenty of part support. So that's it for Arrma. Let's go ahead and get to the next brand. And next up with Element RC, we have the Enduro 12s, the Bushidos, the Ecto, and the Sendero. These are all kind of the same, you know, scale and model. 40% off right now for $119.99 if you want to pick one of those up. And then there's also the Sendero scale mini trail truck for $69.99, which is a pretty good deal. Sticking with Element, let's just go ahead and talk about Team Associated. So real quick, in Team Associated and Element, Team Associated has a ton of sales, same brand. The big ones here that I'm going to talk about are going to be the SR27s. Basically all of the SR27s, whether the ones that come with the battery and charger or not, are on sale for about 30 to 33% off. So the lower end are like the model without the battery and charger, SR27, you could pick up for $79 or $80, which is a really good deal, lowest price we've ever seen. And then the model with the battery and charger is $99.99. Once again, lowest price we've ever seen for the SR27, at least on my dashboard. Pretty good deals there. I won't go through all of these, but if you look at the list at fastrc.net, tons of vehicles on sale from Team Associated. And we've kind of like watched this over the last like couple like weeks, where like there was a bunch of Team Associated sales, and then they put out that notice saying no sales, and so there was no sales, and then now we're back to just everything is on sale. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but that's it for that one. Let's go ahead and get to the next brand. All right, and the last brand we're going to talk about here is just Losi. This is not anything I haven't already talked about, but the Losi Supermoto and Promoto MX are on sale for 30% off at $449.99. Like I said, you got 3 more days on those if you're interested in that. Just thought I'd mention it here again since we're talking about the brands. Like I said, 30% off, looking at Discontinued Watch. So that's all I got for Losi. It's all I got for the sales, actually. Let's go ahead and get scratching it. Alright, welcome to my favorite section, the Scratch and Dent. So first up, we're going to start with Tower Hobby Scratch and Dent. So keep in mind, if you want to take advantage of any of these deals that you see on the screen, you are going to have to be a Super Saver Club member, which costs you $10 a year. So not too bad. And like I mentioned last week, out of respect for you guys' time, I'm not going to roll through all of these because the list can get pretty long. But go ahead and take a look at their site. I'm going to cover the new stuff that pops up every week. And so for this week, the one new model that popped up, let's go ahead and take a look. At least from what I remember, is the 1/8 Typhon 4x4. This is actually the 665 Mega version, which we talked about a long time ago. So it's kind of like a Typhon 223S, except the main difference is it's not brushless. It's actually has a 665 brushed motor in it, and then it doesn't actually have a center drive in it, or center differential. It has like a coupler drive, so not even a slipper clutch. It's like something different. Nonetheless, still a pretty cool rig coming in at $199.99. That's actually a pretty good deal because like this specific model Typhon, you like hardly ever see this thing on sale. Like it's usually $259.99 and that's it. So $199, not bad for what it is. So that's all I got for Tower Hobby Scratching It. Let's go ahead and get to Amain. Alright, now we're going to talk about Amain Scratching It, and like we said last week, we're going to stick to just the biggest discount models. And so for this week, we got a few to talk about, and first up is a Team Associated Reflex 14B, coming in at 15% off for $182.99. Followed by, we have the Team Associated DC10 Drift Car for $378.99, about 12% off. On that one, I don't know, that's not like rock bottom price. I think you can find that maybe on Amazon or eBay sometimes for a little bit cheaper. I have one behind me, which went on sale for like $299. So that's like the new like floor for this model, $299. Keep that in mind. So if this thing gets close to that, then it's a pretty good buy, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Kyosho First Mini Z. So this is on sale for $44.49, 11% off. Not the best deal. I've seen these go as low as $39.99, so might want to wait on that one. And then this last one here, the Kyosho MR04 rear-wheel drive Mini Z. This is on sale 10% off for $143.99. That is a halfway decent price, to be honest. Like usually the MR04s, from what I've seen just in my observations, usually don't dip below $150 very often, so this is not a bad deal. And I think on this one you might actually be able to get this with a coupon code. So MR04, let's take a look. Sorry, this can take just an extra minute, but let's take a look, because sometimes you can actually save some pretty good money on these things. Yeah, so this particular model, okay, so this model in particular does not come with a body, which is why it's cheaper. So you'd have to buy your own body, which usually runs you about 40 to 50 bucks. But you can use a coupon code on this and save yourself a little extra money, so keep that in mind. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys for Scratching It. If you want to check out the full list of Scratching It, I'll post it up on the screen just for you guys to take a look real quick. But you can go to fastrc.net. I keep a full list there and keep it updated. Or you can just go to Amain Hobbies and just check it out from there. Anyways, I hope you guys got something out of this episode. A lot of cool and interesting stuff to talk about in this week's episode. So that's all I got. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.